Hello, I'm really glad that you have decided to take part in the Uilleann Flock Together winter art installation this year. My name is Patrina and I'm going to run through some ideas of how we might use upcycled and natural materials to make our bird. So I've been out in the garden and I've gathered some lovely grasses and ferns, and I was thinking as I was walking around of kind of feathery things that might represent feathers. So I've foraged in my garden for lots of materials and cut them out and brought them in. And the birds that I took inspiration for, I was looking at wintering Irish winter birds. So I have a book on the birds of Ireland. So I was looking through and I was thinking about the colours of some of the birds that I see in the area where I live. And I particularly was inspired by the colours and the feathers on the pheasants that you see around here. So that's been my inspiration, but you can take any bird or you can just completely work from your own imagination if you want for your bird. So the first thing we're going to do is take a piece of cardboard, draw a really simple shape of a bird, because this is really just a template that we're going to stick loads of things on, so it won't end up being this shape. So I've just drawn a simple shape with a really simple tail, and this is going to be my template for my bird. And I've also going to put some wings on the bird to make it 3D. So I've cut a little slit here and I've made my wings, cut a slit, and then the wings will slot in to my bird. I might just show you quickly how to make the wings. So they slot in like that, all very simple, no glue or anything needed. So to make the wings, you take a piece of cardboard, fold it in half, and you're going to draw the shape of one wing on one side and then cut that out. So you can see I've cut out that. And then once I've done that, I'm going to trace. So because it's folded in half, I haven't cut the bottom here when I've cut this part. I've just cut the side and the pointy part of the wing. So now I can cut this part out and my wings will be symmetrical. So really easy to do. And like I say, the wings, we can keep all our shapes quite simple for this project because we're going to be adding loads of natural materials to add decoration and interest to it. So the same way I put a slit down the body of the bird, I'm going to just put a slit down halfway down the wings, cut that, and then they slot in. So you can take those wings out, they slot in like that to make the wings. Okay? So like I say, don't worry too much about the shape of the wings because they are just the base. Okay, and at this stage we can also put a hole in our bird that it will hang. Okay, so we want to put a hole so we can cut a length of string at the end, and I've actually put a hole through both sides of the wings in the body, here and here, so that I can thread my string through, so that I know it's not going to be imbalanced when it hangs. It's going to keep it quite balanced, but whatever way you want to. And I've just used the scissors to make. Just be careful when you're using the scissors, but I've just used the scissors like that. So you might want to get, depending on your age, you might want to get an adult to help you. So you just push the scissors through and make a hole. So don't have it too close to the top of the cardboard that it's going to slit the cardboard there. So you make your holes, or a paper punch is great for making holes like that as well. So I was out in my garden thinking about what would make good feathers and kind of feathery textures and patterns of some of the things that I was looking at. So I've cut lots of ferns and dried grasses and branches and leaves. So I'm going to start by taking some of the grasses that I gathered and making a really nice feathery effect tail on my bird. So I'm just taking some of the grasses and putting it on one side of my bird's tail and then on the other, and I'm using masking tape. You could possibly use some PVA glue for this, but I'm using a little bit of masking tape. And it would be nice to maybe any tape that we use to cover it over with more foliage as we progress. So already it's starting to look quite fantastic with a lovely pheasant inspired tail. Now I'm going to take some pieces of ferns for my bird's wings. So I'm going to get 2 pieces of fern that look fairly similar, and I'm going to add them to the front of the wings, and then I'm going to add some more to the back of the wings. And like I say, if you have a bit of extra time, you can glue these down and just leave the glue to dry. So using a PVA glue, I don't think Pritt Stick would probably do the job with this. Or you can use some thread and sew it on. You could use some wire and wire them on. So be as creative and as imaginative as you can. So already I've got nice ferny feathery wings, and I'm going to add some fern to the back of the bird. You could puncture the cardboard and stick things through the cardboard as well. I mean, we're really interested in seeing what you come up with for your bird. So this is just really to get you starting off thinking of ideas. I'm sure you'll come up with some amazing stuff. But I'm going to take some of these to make a headdress for my bird. So my bird's going to have a fantastic crown as well. I might make it a little bit smaller. This bird is really looking quite amazing now already. And I'm going to fill the body with more fern-like, fern feathers, we'll call them. So I am going to continue making my bird, and you can see the idea, how it's going. And I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to cover all natural materials so that all I can see at the end is natural materials as opposed to masking tape. The other thing I'm going to do is my bird is going to carry a wish for peace or happiness. This can be a wish, or it could even be a memory of a time you felt peaceful or happy, or wishing for somebody else in your life to find peace or happiness. So it can be quite a personal thing. It could be peace in the world. So to add a little bit of message to your bird, so you can write it onto your bird. The bird could hold the message in its beak. The bird could have a little bag with the message in it. It could have a little envelope with the message in it. So you can think about how you're going to do that with your bird. We're really looking forward to seeing what you come up with. And we're looking forward to welcoming your bird to the flock in Uillinn. Thank you.